Hey, in this video we are going to talk about object-oriented programming in JavaScript. In JavaScript till EC5 we do not have something called class. But if you take some other programming language like C++, Java, we have something called class. But in JavaScript we can use function as class. And you can define member variables, you can define functions inside another function. This feature brings function. Let's see how to declare a class in JavaScript using function. Function keyword. I'm going to create a class called God. Generally it can be used as class. So we have now class God. Okay, and we can define member variable. To define member variable, this dot, and we can place a member variable here. Now I'll kind of put three member variable. One is God's food habits. Gods can be classified into multiple things. Here we can also classify God into vegetarian and non-vegetarian. This, how many followers currently God has. Okay, so God, whatever religion you see in the world, it's because of God. So we'll also kind of classify God based on the religion. So if you see, one guy can convert himself from one religion to another religion. So if you take Christianity, and every day too many people are kind of converting themselves to Christianity from other religion, and same happens in other religion as well. Some other community people, like religion people, are converting to Hindu, Muslim, something like that. So it always uh, there will be always a change in the number of followers. So we need to provide a function to the priest to change the number of followers. So we can say increase followers. Okay, function this dot followers plus this dot decrease followers function if this dot followers is more than 0, then we'll say this dot followers minus minus decremented. So this is the base class of God. I'm going to create another class which is God Shiva. Is going to have a new member variable called wife name equal to Parvati, number of sons equal to 2, and it has a member variable which is to get God details. Okay, and it's going to return this dot wife name this dot number of sons and the followers. Followers and religion. Plus food habits. Okay, these are the details of God. Currently, these two class we talk about as a class because we are kind of using it as a class now. Functions as a class now. God and God Shiva do not have any relationship now. So I just wanted to inherit the functionality of God to God Shiva. So God Shiva dot, there is something called prototype. So we should understand the JavaScript engine and the developer. So the tune between JavaScript engine and developer. JavaScript engine says that, hey, if you wanted to have a relationship, I mean like connection between two objects, okay? So suppose God Shiva want to have a connection with God, I mean like to access their properties, methods and everything, make sure that you just put the instance of God into God Shiva's prototype. The remaining thing I will take care finding out the member variable which is sitting inside God, methods, everything I will take care. Only thing which you need to do is make sure that you assign the God's instance to God Shiva.prototype. Okay, remaining things I will take care. That's what we are going to do. So we are going to assign this. So now we established a connection between God and God Shiva. That means God Shiva can kind of consume all the properties, or God Shiva can call all the methods which is available in God and access all the member variables. Okay, that's what. And one more thing, so we just kind of make sure this constructor is God Shiva. That's it, nothing else. Now we have kind of implemented the simple object-oriented concept in JavaScript. Let's create a God Shiva object and see how does it look like. Okay, variable God Shiva, new God Shiva, and console dot sol console dot log. So let's print and see. So we have some object printed. So we printed this God Shiva object. We have something called wife name, number of sons 2, and we have a method called get God details, and we have something called prototype. So God Shiva has something called prototype, and which is nothing but pointing to God object. So that's what we are seeing here. So God object has something called decrease followers method and increase follower method, and it has food habits, followers, religion, followers, food habits, religion. Okay, and this God has prototype, and which is pointing to object. Object is the base object in JavaScript. Okay, this is chain. So if you see, um, whenever you create an object of God, okay, we intend to create the memory only for the member variables, not for the code. Code should not be duplicated. If you take C++, Java, the code, whenever you create any object, the code will not be duplicated. But in this implementation, if you see, the codes also is kind of duplicated. If you keep on creating object of instance card, then these two methods, increase followers, decrease follower, will keep on duplicating. If you are creating 10 object, you will see 20 instance of increase followers. But that's not the efficient way of using memory. So we need to change this code a little bit so that we will not be duplicating the code blocks. We'll only create memory for member variables. Okay, let's do that. To do that, there is something called prototype. Member uh, all the functions should be part of prototype rather than being here. Okay, so guard dot prototype dot increase follower, and you just assign this function there. Okay, second guard dot prototype dot decrease followers, and assign this function. Okay, and remove all this from here. That's it. The same we have to do here. Guard Shiva dot prototype dot get guard details. Place it here, and these two things put it up. Okay, and we are created. We change the code style a little bit, and now whenever you create any object, we will not be duplicating the code segment, I mean the code blocks. Okay, it will be reused when whatever you put inside prototype, okay, which is a kind of a link we are creating, and it will never be duplicated. That's basic understanding. Got sure. Let's run this and see. Still we see here get got details, but since we haven't removed from here, let's remove this and then save it. Now let's see. So we do not have any function here. So whenever you see any method implementation here, that means like that will get duplicated whenever you create an object. Okay, it should be all the methods should go inside prototype. So if you see here get got details, it will not be duplicated. Let's see got, and here also everything goes inside prototype. Okay, and nothing is there as part of the object. Let's print. We kind of got Shiva dot food habits. Got Shiva food habits. Okay, got Shiva food habit is veg. Got Shiva dot followers, we can keep it as 10 for the time being. Got Shiva dot relation equal to du. God Shiva doesn't know that I'm Hindu, but we kind of made it. Yeah. Now, and that's it. And then we just call method God Shiva dot get God details, and then see what it prints. So Parvati, yeah, God Shiva's wife name is Parvati, and God Shiva has two sons, Muruga and Ganpati, and the initial follower is 10, and it belongs to Hindu, and it's vegetarian god. Yeah, good. And let's increase God Shiva followers. Okay. So now it's 11. Yeah, it's worked perfectly fine. So this is the simple implementation of object-oriented concept in JavaScript. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.